Hello and welcome back to the Finishing Line, proudly sponsored by Hollywoodbets, the home of the Punters Challenge, which is back this week. So before we get on to all the Punters Challenge stuff, we have some news. This is not the way Tom thinks we're going to go. We're slowly convincing them to get the goat. We got a message off him today that filled us with joy.
I texted you today. I've been looking at it now the last 2 days. I'm thinking about it. I need something to put in with him, right? That isn't going to like chase him around because it needs to be like calm. So you put another horse in, like the feckin' ponies could be chasing him and stuff. So, and I haven't got that much room. So, and he needs a small paddock. So there's hence not much room. Yeah, considering it.
Get the goat.
This day next week, there'll be a goat in our life.
And we will have weekly videos. What has the Hoff done?
You have to call him the Hoff.
We will have to call him the Hoff. It'll be another few weeks anyway. He's another few weeks of walking and all that kind of stuff. So,
the Hoff and the Zoff.
Sounds like a TV series.
The Adventures of the Hoff and the Zoff.
I can't believe I'm thinking about this.
You're welcome. You're going to do it. It's in your head now.
It's in your head now, so it's going
you don't want to disappoint the people.
The day that goat escapes, I am not. I've told the lads here, so I'm not going chasing after it down the road anyway. We're surrounded by a farm. It can be a wild goat.
What are we, about 20 minutes away? So go up with the camera and record it all.
I can't wait to see him.
Oh, speaking of horses, another text you sent today. Tom is dabbling in the buying market again.
Yeah, there's lots going on at the minute. My head's about to explode. There's a few that we're trying to get deals done, and really exciting horses. There's 3 of them, and I wouldn't say no to any of them at the minute. It never works out that you can buy all 3, but if we got one of the 3, I'd be happy. But yeah, new horse incoming in the next few weeks, hopefully. In the next few days, hopefully. So
horses.
Watch this space, yeah.
And they are decent.
Yeah,
to be fair,
they are. To be fair, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few exciting horses there. So
I done my race sale management thing there and told Tom where to bring one of them, make a fortune off it.
Yeah.
So, and it's great.
Let's hope. Let's hope. I don't want to jinx anything, but let's hope we can get the deal done on at least one of them, and we'll have another new horse with Henry. So
horses.
And yeah. Ping us if you're interested in getting involved. We've actually got a waiting list now. It's just mental, lads.
Jesus, how far up market are you gone?
I know. I mean, you shouldn't be surprised that people want horses with Henry de Bromhead, should you? But yeah, we've actually got a waiting list now, and a couple of these, if we got them, would sell out in days. I'd say it wouldn't take very long at all. People would be very interested in them. So. Yeah, if you want me, it's Tom at pimlicoracing.co.uk, or I'm on Twitter and Facebook, and so it's all
it's all in the description if anyone wants to look at any.
You'll find a way. If you're watching this, you'll find a way of getting hold of me anyway. So give us a shout, and we'll fill you in with the details.
Right. So what we're here for anyway is Newmarket Guinea Festival is starting on Saturday with 2,000 guineas and 1,000 on Sunday. But we're going to start on Saturday with the Beffer Palace House Stakes over 5 furlongs, and the market is Liberty Beach is 10-3, Lazuli, Keep Busy 9-2, Came from Dark 7s, Garrus is 8, Judicial is 8, Arabello is, I can't even see it, 10s, Emirati Anna is 10s and 12-1 bar. The rest, you're not really impressed with the racing this weekend.
Nah,
please say Dave. I'm just sat here going, please say Dave first. Please say Dave.
I spent the day chasing a goddamn goat around my garden. I haven't even looked at the racing.
I was looking forward to the Guineas, but I don't know. It's it could end up being great, but to me it doesn't look all that strong of a year, to be honest. I don't know what to make. We'll get there, but
what about this race?
1,000 guineas. This race, I like. Came from the Dark, who is great, and the flat horse. But
there's your first buyer for the other horse, by the way.
He very much. Holly Doyle gave him a stormer of a ride the last day,
Mm.
and she keeps the ride the weekend. He's a bit of a monkey where he likes to go past horses, but then when he hits the front, he just stops.
I like
and she
that.
put him right in the front, right in the line the last day. He's being gelded. He's very, very fast. Loves a strong pace to come off it. But she rode him perfectly the last day. And I think he has a bit of progression in him. So I settled on him. I like Liberty Beach, but I think this fella definitely has a bit of progression in him.
Dare I come to you, Tom?
Yeah, well, my opinion on this race is Lazuli, basically. I saw him win at Sandown last year, and he won really, really well. He kind of didn't kick on from there. I think this is kind of his level. He went to Maidan and ran a handicap and ran okay. He finished third there, beating 1 3/4 of a length. This is definitely his level. He's run okay when fresh before. He's coming into this after a little bit of a break. Yeah, I'm going to go with him, I think. A trappy race. I mean, it's 4-1 each to the field, and you've got a whole heap of horses under 10-1. So that tells you just how competitive it is. But yeah, no, I'll take a chance on Lazuli. I think he's a nice enough horse, and he's got a massive performance in his locker. Whether he gives it or not is a different thing, but that big performance is there.
The one I'm taking a chance with is Liberty Beach. You like her. You put her up a few times last year.
She's a decent filly.
I know she's only a 4-year-old. She's 2 from 2, obviously, her debut and her comeback run last season. She's good. She's good back form. She was third behind Wooded and Glass Slippers before Glass Slippers went down and won the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. She's formed behind Batash in Group 1. She's a very classy filly. She gets weight off everything bar the outsider. She, as I said, she runs well fresh. The weight concession. There's a lot of things going for her. She's a very decent mare. As Tom said, it's a very, very trappy race. Her form and weight is kind of swinging it in the way for me to put her up. She goes on any ground as well, so whatever the weather does between now and Saturday won't be any inconvenience to her. But she's my idea of the kind of winner. But there's also one who came back this season on the back of a 575-day break is Garris. One has come back, was second then behind one in the... Was it one in the dark he beat by? Yeah. I think they'll reverse form with that. Just because it's going to be his third run back. He didn't have the bounce factor in the second. He was very good horse when he was younger. He had that big break. James Doyle takes the rider. I really like James Doyle as a rider. And I think he's over. He's a horse you can take a chance on because you don't really know how good he's going to be yet after the break. Well, the enforced break. So I think at 8-9-1, he's a good each way bet. But I think Liberty Beach could be hard to beat with our back form, and I wouldn't rule out Gareth at all as well.
I'm just going to throw in a really big price runner there. I'm just going to check what price he is. 20-1. I'm going to give a shout to Dubai Station. Switched from the Carl Burkyard to Robert Cowell, who obviously does extremely well with sprinters. Won on its debut last year in a Group 3. Was then pretty highly campaigned. They ran at Ascot then after that in the Commonwealth Cup. He was well beaten there. He was then third, only beaten a length and a half in a Group 3 at Deauville, and then was beaten behind Batash in the summer. Has been off for an extended period, but can clearly go well fresh. And Robert Cowell does very well with his sprinters. So bit of a random one, but a big price.
He's what you call a shrewdy with sprinters, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very good with sprinters.
Right. Moving on to the next race. We are going for 1 mile 4 for the stayers. We have Pile Driver in a 5-2. Sir Ron Priestley is 11-4. Al Zarakan is 4-1. Bangkok is 6s. Pablo Escobar is 10s. And Thunderous is 10-1. Tom, start with this. This looks to be a quite good race on paper alone between the top two. There's question marks on a few of them if you really want to look at it, but where are you siding with this one?
Yeah, kind of want to take on Pile Driver here. I'm not sure with what horse. The only reason I really want to take him on, it's probably being a bit picky, is he was beaten on his seasonal reappearance last year at Kempton. And on his next start, he won the King Edward V Stakes at Ascot. So that was obviously a massive jump forward for him. Yeah, I'm pretty keen to take him on, I think. I'm not sure what with. I'd give a shout out to Saron Priestley. He's got form on his side. He's got fitness on his side, I should say. And the Ocean Wind form, she ran pretty well today, obviously behind Stradivarius. So that looks fairly strong. And yeah, look, gun to my head, he's probably the one I'd take him on with.
Now you put up Pearl Driver. You want to follow for the season? You going in today?
Yeah, Pile Driver, one of my horse to follow for a season. The only negative in my book is what Tom said. It's first run of the season. But he has the best form. He's at the right trip. The ground is no issue. So 3 positives, 1 negative. For me, I would pick him. I'd be backing him. I like Sir Ron Priestley, but he wants to go up and trip. I'd say 1 mile 4 is the minimum he wants. He'll probably end up maybe even in the Ascot Gold Cup, I'd say.
To me, Sir Ron Priestley wins this every day of the week. He came back from a big break. It was 571 days. He beat Ocean Wind, who Tom said ran well behind Stradivarius today. He was second in the St. Leger in 2019 behind Logician. That's top class form alone. I know Logician bombed out at the end of last season. Mark Johnson is unbelievably good at getting horses back, and this thing is just an absolute out and out galloper. He'll go up in the front. He'll try to drive this thing out a lot from. He has a race fitness on his side, which I say it again, at this time of the season is a huge plus. Barring he avoid his bounce factor nonsense, I think he's going to be very, very hard to beat. Like, even if you take Al Zaraquan, all his improvements been on the all weather. Will he translate to turf? Who knows? 4-1 it wouldn't have. Bangkok's the same. He won at the all weather championships back in Good Friday. Is he up to these? Probably not. Pablo Escobar, his first run to see a Thunderous ran stink the last time, so he probably need to step up big time on that. So when you equate all of that into it, so Ron Priestley just stands out a mile to me in this. Pearl Driver probably, I just can't take to him. I don't know what it is. I don't.
I actually quite like Pile Driver. I'd be interested in him later in the season. I just think he's vulnerable here a little bit.
You'll back him later in the season at some stage, Tom, and he'll be overpriced and he'll win you a few pounds.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ascot, I'd say, Dave.
Yeah.
Something about him. I don't know. There'll be a day where he will pop up and I'll take notice. It's not today. As you said, he's beaten last time, first time out last season. Like Sir Ron Priestley has a lot going from today. And I think, Saturday. I genuinely think he could be one of the best bets for the weekend. I think everything just looks right from small field, dictate it, off you go, slow it down, speed it up, and he'll win. I think it's just that simple. So he'll probably get pulled up. Final picks again. Pearl Driver. Tom is.
Goes to Ron Priestley.
Yes, good man, Tom. Now, on to the absolute minefield that is the 2,000 guineas. So we have Wembley is in at 92, Thundermoon is 5. Musasapex is 32, 1 ruler, 32, Master of the Seas is 9, St. Mark Basilica is 8, Van Gogh is 11s, Battleground 12s, Chindit is 12s, and 20-1 bigger the rest. Chindit, yes or no?
No.
What? You absolute traitor.
Nope. I like Chindit and I will follow him different races through the season, but I don't think he handled the dip in the Dewhurst. Probably ground went against him as well, but I don't think he handled the dip. And the vibes from Richard Hannon Jr. are that he is worried about the dip. But they're going to go, and he even said yesterday, if he doesn't win the the Guineas, he's still, in my opinion, a Group 1 horse, which I think he is, but the vibes are not strong per se.
Excuses already. I'm shocked at you.
The O'Brien horses, I always like Aiden O Brien, but whatever about the fillies, nearly every year in the 1,000 Guineas, he's a good few fillies. It's hard to figure out what's the best. But when he has 4 or 5 colts in the race, you don't know which one is the best. Wembley's backed into favour, probably maybe because Ryan Moore is on him. That doesn't mean he's going to fare best of the O'Brien horses. I think the best O'Brien horses is Van Gogh, and he is the biggest price. The two for me, a win bet and an each way bet. The win bet is Mutasabek, the Sheikh Hamdan horse. His mammy won the 1,000 Guineas, Ganati, and he's by Invincible Spirit. Definitely get the mile, and he's loads of speed. He won his comeback race over course in this 7 furlongs, I think it was.
Yeah.
And just loved the course. Flew off the ground as well. I really, really like him. And each way bet is Jim Bulger's horse, Poetic Flair. I think he's constantly overpriced, probably because he's going against Aiden O Brien horses in Ireland, but won the Killavullen Stakes at the end of last year in October and came back out and won the Irish 2,000 Guineas trial. I think there was a couple of nice horses in that. And he's just a lovely way of going about things. He's by dawn approach. He just goes out, no messing about, does his business. He has one flop, but again, it was in that Dewhurst, which looks like it was a decent race, and I just wouldn't say he liked the ground.
For a man that thought this was a shit race, you're at the solid case about 2 horses.
If one of them wins, you're up a few pounds because they're both good prices.
Tom, who are you going for?
Yeah, as Dave was saying, it's a minefield. And one of the things that doesn't help us is of the first 7 in the betting, only one of them has run this year. None of them have had preps. They're all the first 7 in the betting, apart from the one horse, are all going here without a prep run. So we were a bit lost as in how they stand up. Most of those horses are Aiden O Brien horses. So we're going to be banking on jockey bookings to tell us, what their rating is of the horses at home. Wembley has his chance. The one I'm going to stick, I'm going to have 2 in the race. One of them is going to be Battleground. He should have won at the Breeders' Cup. Definitely should have won.
Yeah.
I think he stays. I think he's shown that he'll do that. That's no problem. I think he's still improving. He was a massive eye catcher in that Nace race that we all had a good laugh about because there were so many winners came out of it. Benavente was the one back in 7th. But yeah, he improved run by run. He looked a big horse, a horse that would grow into himself. That run at the Breeders' Cup was after 101 days off, so he's gotten relatively fresh. I just think he's overpriced. He's out of Found, who stayed very well, and then he's by Warfront, who puts the speed into him.
The problem is he is by Warfront, and he has yet to get one that has trained on. Really trained on.
Yeah, I think Battleground looks like a horse that would though.
He's quite big and long. He looked more like his mother last year than he did look like a Warfront. But
yeah, some of those ratty things. Yeah, some of those ratty things though just don't train on.
Ratty things, brilliant.
They just don't know. It's some of those Aiden O Brien star 2-year-olds just don't train on. But Battleground to me looked like a horse who was going to improve with a bit of age. So he'd be my main selection. I think he's overpriced, and obviously it'll all depend on the jockey bookings, as in what price we get. The other one I'm going to throw in. Now this is tentative, lads, but we can throw him in tentatively because he's 25s where I'm looking anyway. And we'll have a quick look here now what price he is with 20 to 1 is Lucky Vega. Jesse's horse. I don't even know if he's running here.
I think he is because she's splitting up him and Cadillac.
Okay.
So Cadillac's going for the Irish version, and Lucky Vega go for the English version. So he should run like.
Yeah. Now, this lad is the opposite. The pedigree. There's a lot of speed in the dam side, whereas the sire side obviously is Lope de Vega, who won the French Guineas and Derby. So he puts the stamina into him, and the dam side puts the speed into him. Has been really consistent. Won that Nace race on his debut, which was a fantastic race for a maiden. Was then second at the Curragh, then won at the Curragh, beating the Learjet. Absolutely bolted up that day in the Phoenix Stakes. They brought him back to the Curragh for the National Stakes, and he got no run whatsoever. You can just basically forget about that. That was over 7, and he was staying on towards the finish. And then they've brought him over to Newmarket, which helps. He's got some course experience, and he finished second. Up to a mile is interesting, but I think just to look left field for one at 20-1, I'd give him a shot.
Solid 2 shots. I've 2 as well. My main win one is Thunder Moon for Joseph O'Brien. I can't get out of my head what he done in the Vincent O'Brien Stakes, where he beat Wembley and St. Mark Basilica. That was over 7 furlongs on good ground. They then went to Newmarket over a mile in the Dewhurst, and he was third, beaten by the other 2. But that was on soft ground. I think that blunted his speed a lot. He looked like he was coming there to win, but just that final, I think it was 150 yards, he just slowed down a bit. I think it was the soft ground that done it for him. I think he's going to be a stronger horse this year. I think they're going to ride him a bit more conservatively this year. There seems to be a good bit of pace on. If he gets settled right and is ready to go, I think he could be coming down the dip on, swinging away, and Declan McDonough, whoever's going to ride him, will push the button going up the hill, and I could see him sprinting away from the field. I really, really like his chances. But the other one, each way one, is Master of the Seas. Again, he's won that one in Newmarket back in April of 15th. That was the second run back. He ran at Maidan in February. Backed it up. He hit the line very strong. He stayed on really well. So I think when a lot are crying enough at this, there's going to be ones that they're at home or they're thinking they're race fish. They can only do, as we all know, they can only do a certain amount at home to get him ready to go. Aiden O'Brien's not going to drill him into the ground because he never does to have a long season ahead of him. Race fitness going into it again. What price is he? He's about 16s or somewhere like that. I think he could be hard to keep out of the place money at least, because you presume out of the top 4 or 5, at least 2 or 3 will underperform. Dave's on Mutasapek, he was very impressive the last day. That was in a small field. I don't know whether the big field. It was only his second run, but he done it very, very impressively. Will come on again for it. Hamdan horses are absolutely flying already this time of the season, so he's a huge player. But I think just the visual impression that Thunder Moon gave me, I know it was over 7 furlongs in the Vince O'Brien. The third at Newmarket, I wouldn't look into it that much because it was on soft ground. It kind of blunted the speed. I think if he has a truly run race, I think he could do a lot of them for speed. Whether how fit he is or if he's trained on, as Tom said, these are ifs and buts and half days. We won't know until come the day. So it's a kind of tentative win, but the more kind of confident each way is like Master of the Sea. He's might be the class he's out from, but he might beat a lot of them now. And down the line during the season, the form will be turned over a lot. But I think come Master of the Sea is a big price each way, and Thunder Moon will be one I really like as one going forward. Whether he's fit enough or not, I don't know. So that's what's kind of put me off having a strong bet on him. I hate going into a race like this where they're coming on the back of it.
It's hard, as Tom mentioned as well. Like, some of them have had prep runs, and the 2 I picked have had prep runs. Master of the Sea has had prep runs. This is really, although it's a 3-year-old race, it's really like the last 2-year-old race, because
you don't know what's going to happen.
Like you said, per se, one will win this by the end of the season. There'll be another one in this. It'll be after progressing past him. It happens all the time. I remember Ravens progressed past Henry the Navigator. You with another horse, Roaring Lion, was in this, and he ended up being the best of the 3-year-old crop. Yeah. So it always happens. It's early on in the season, so it's hard to pick out.
Yeah. But yeah, Master to see I wouldn't put past a huge run, but whether it be Saturday or during the season, Thunder Moon is one to definitely keep an eye on going forward, be it a mile or 7 furlongs. He's going to be a very, very good horse. Right, final picks for 2000.
Mutasabek to win and Poetic Flair each way.
Tom?
Battleground and Lucky Vega.
Mine is Thunder Moon and Master of the Sea. And we're moving on to Sunday now, which gets a lot easier. The 1,000 guineas is just worse. Like,
yeah, well, the 1,000 is the favourite, and then God only knows what.
Yeah. Right. So where are we? Pretty Polly Stakes. The field is Dubai Foundation is 2-1. Asari is 3-1. Sea Carts is 4s and 8-1 bigger rest. Where are we looking at with this one?
I'm gonna go for Sea Carrots, the Haggis horse. More so on our breeding. She's by Sea the Stars. He gets a lot of horses from those owners by Sea the Stars. I think they have something to do with the breeding rights. And majority of them end up progressing as 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds. He's never too...
they never rush him.
Yeah, he's never too hard on them as 2-year-olds. The one that was second in the Arc to Enable, I think she was brilliant in her 3-year-old.
C class.
Yeah, she was brilliant in her 3-year-old career and probably would have progressed on. She's loads to find on ratings, but I would imagine she'll progress on to be a decent filly during the year. And the fact that he's thrown her in here straight away, I'm going to take that on board.
One, I'll just get on this quickly. One I really like is Ashari. I watched her win back this morning, and it was really, really good. She looked very green, got the job done really well. Charlie Appleby's horses are absolutely flying. I was just looking at the stats there. Over the last 14 days, he's had a 42% strike rate, 8 wins out of 19 runners, and only 6 have been out of the top 3. That's very, very good form. And a lot of them have been comeback horses, which had just one run as a 2-year-old career, come back as a 3-year-old, and a lot of them have won. Based on that alone, I think she could be a very, very strong contender in this. Again, like the last race, we're going on horses who haven't run really. A lot of them haven't run since. There's the Favours has had a good few runs. Same one with Mark Johnson's one. But yeah, I think Ashari now be. I really liked what I saw the last time, and the way Charlie Appleby's horses are running, I could see a very big run out of this one. Tom, any divine inspiration with this one?
Yeah, I quite fancy Secrets as well. Like Dave said, she's a full sister to Alazi, who looks a very, very nice horse as well. And I actually saw her run. She got no run either. On her debut. That was only 16 days ago. If William Haggis throws her into the Pretty Polly straight away, that'll tell you all you need to know about what he thinks of her. And yeah, I'm really keen on her. And I think she's a very good bet at 4-1 or whatever price she is there. Yeah, 4-1. Yeah,
this could be a race to keep an eye on going forward. It could be a lot of winners.
It usually is won by a decent filly.
Yeah.
Right, there's 2 for Sea Carrots and 1 for Ashari. Move on. This is the Dahlia Stakes. We have Queen's Powers down to 4. I'm going to get this up here because I can't even see the screen. Hold up now. Mamora is 7-2. Lavender Blue is 5s. Post to the 7s. Lady Bothorp's 8s. 10-1. Bigger the rest. Tom, who are you going with here?
Not a clue about this race. I thought this was really, really hard.
Solid. I like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I really
Dave, where are
don't
you
know.
going with it? So
Yeah, I'd go to Dave. There was a good few I'd give a chance to. Yeah, Posted was a nice horse last year, but just doesn't win very often. I don't know. I'd maybe stick with Queen Power, but the same could be said about her, really. You know, a lot of good back form in the book.
doesn't know, does he? You really don't know where you're going to.
Doesn't win very often. Every horse I went through had a hole in it. I didn't really fancy one, so yeah, I'd maybe stick with a favourite, but doesn't win very often either. For all she's got very good form in the book.
You, Annie?
Lavender's Blue. I
Robber.
backed her, I think it was when she was a 3-year-old, maybe. I thought she was going to progress on last year, but Amanda Parrott just had an awful season. I'm nearly sure I heard a stat that she's had more winners this season already than she had last season. Something like that anyway.
Well, that's a great start.
All her horses seem to be running well this season, whatever went on last season. She's had her run. I actually didn't back her because it was like she let me down 2 or 3 times last year. But if you can put that down to stable form, then I think she's a right good chance, and she's 5 to 1, I think, here and there. So she's even an each way price.
Yeah, I'm the same. Lavender's Blue. I backed her the last time at Kempton. Won well enough. Very good form on last season. Even though, as you said, I didn't know there were that bad form that she's more winners this season already. She's 5 lengths 6 behind Fancy Blue in a Group 1 Nassau Stakes. She had a good third behind Montatum. Well, Montatum was second. But that alone, being that close to a horse like that brings us straight into it already. Going into this, again, the win behind her, I know she had a lot of zeros behind her name before coming into this season. That's going to build confidence. Horses do thrive on confidence. They know when they get their head in front. I think, as Dave said, she could be a good each-way bet. There's a lot of them, as Tom said, with holes in them. This one, at least, is coming in here on the back of a win. So confidence brews more confidence, and form of the stable seems to be good. So I think she could be even overpriced at what she is there. Actually, 5 to 1. I think she could go close, going off favourite.
Yeah, she is overpriced.
She's one of the bets now. I would be strong on this weekend. Right, moving on to the final one, the 1,000 guineas. Oh, I forgot to do the graphic. This will do though. I have the bet in here. Look at that. Get rid of this one then. There we go. Santa Barbara is 13 to 8 on the back of Aiden O Brien, saying that she's a world beater. Pretty Gorgeous is 9 to 2. Alcohol Free is 7s. Scarred is 10. Saffron Beach 12s. Mother 14. Statement is 16. Favor over 20. 25 to 1. Big Garter Rest. Is this as easy as saying Santa Barbara is going to win on the back of a maiden win? I know it was a very impressive maiden win. It's again like over the jumps. I don't like horses going from maiden straight into these big group races. Like, she's going from, what's she win on the Curragh or somewhere like that, and then she's going on to a rolling mile around Newmarket. This might be a bit of a shock to her. I know Aiden O'Brien has all these replica gallops and everything up in Ballydoyle, but is it as easy as 13 day? I can't back that 13 day, can you?
To me, I wouldn't be backing her anyway. She can go and win, and it'd be great to see like superstar performance, and then think she's going to go on and win the Oaks and be like Love again and Abel and all that, those kind of fillies. But she's too short for me. One run, and then it's on basically what Aiden is saying. Like, obviously, he knows what it takes to win the race. So you have to take that. I'd be going for Favre over each way. That's the way I was looking at it.
Okay.
They had her and Dandala in the race, the owners. I thought Dandala was a sprinter. She didn't perform well the last day anyway. Her form is decent through last year. To me, she'll train on. Pretty Gorgeous. Don't know what to make of. I'd say Alcohol Free. I'd be surprised if she's not a sprinter. Sacred, I don't know what to make of, because she kept coming second all the time last year and then ended up winning the trial. So, I don't know. It's much of a muchness. Santa Barbara could destroy him. She could win by 5 or 6 lengths, be miles better than him. But I looked at her an outsider and fell on Favre over.
How about you, Tom? Heads or tails?
Yeah, Santa Barbara is obviously the way Aiden O'Brien is talking about her. He doesn't normally talk about them that much, especially after a maiden win. They put her away then after that run. It's interesting. She's a half sister to Iridessa, who won a Guineas herself. Yeah, I look, to be honest, do I want to, am I going to back her at 13 days or whatever price she is? No. Do I want to, would I lay her? No. It's no, it's the scumbag each way bet, maybe Pretty Gorgeous. Has form at the track, has Group 1 form all last year, looks a pretty big girl that she'll grow into herself. She probably is, to be honest, isn't she? She probably is the each way bet in the race. I think Alcohol Free is interesting. I put her up last year at one stage, and she won. She won nicely. Again, what Dave said, maybe she's a sprinter. However, she's got race fitness on her side. She'd have her chance. I don't know. Maybe, see what price you can get on Pretty Gorgeous each way. If not, just sit back and watch it, I think.
Yeah, I have the exact same view. Look, Pretty Gorgeous and Shale met 4 times last year, back and forth, beating each other. She's a big filly. She should train on. She's a good stamp of a filly. As Tom said, it's the each way bet. I know it's a horrible price, 92.5 to 1, but she won over course and distance. She's been there. She can travel over. I'd say she'd be forward enough for us. Same with Santa Barbara. Look, Santa Barbara can go in at that price. I couldn't go in backing a horse like that just on the back of a maiden win. Especially
so
going.
She sounds exciting though, by the way Aiden's on about her.
She sounds like an absolute aeroplane, by the way Aiden's going on about her. I hope she is.
I don't want to be too negative on it. Like, I'm really looking forward to I'm looking forward to her running most over the weekend, because I think if we've got an absolute superstar in running at the weekend, I think she could be it. So, by the way, he's just going on what he's talking about. So it's really exciting to look forward to. I do enjoy watching the Guineas and stuff and these big races.
I just say, look, we would love to see her be an absolute superstar and go and absolutely annihilate these. Because if we're looking at this, they're kind of not much for muchness, because we can't say that right now, but there's no standout. But she could be a mile of a standout. Yeah. Look, I'm genuinely not going to have a bet in this race because I can't make head nor tails of the rest of them. But I'll gladly sit back and watch Santa Barbara bolt up. So, look, I hope she wins. I hope she's everything Aiden O'Brien says she's, because it'll be something to look for the whole season, her going against whoever decides to pop up and be her challenger. But from a betting perspective, Pretty Gorgeous looks the obvious each way bet. If Santa Barbara underperforms or is not what Aiden thinks she is, Pretty Gorgeous is probably the best of the rest of them. Because Alcohol Free, as the lad said, looks like she won't stay, but has fitness on the side, so that could be on her side. Mother Earth could be one that at an each way price as well. She always runs a solid race. She could fall into third or 14 to 1. But yeah, look, I hope Santa Barbara wins. Pretty Gorgeous is probably the sensible, probably each way bet. It's like what Tom said back 2 years ago. It's like a honeysuckle one. It's the obvious one behind the favourite, that if the favourite doesn't perform, she's going to be there, not far behind the rest of them. So, yeah, look, Pretty Gorgeous each way, and look, hope Santa Barbara is I'll try that again. Hope Santa Barbara is everything that Aiden O'Brien wants her to be. That was good callback.
You got there.
No monster tonight, and
no monster.
That's why you're back on the game now. None of that monster shit, and you're back in the game.
Those mad things.
Yeah, it's too much.
What's in them?
Loads of caffeine.
You're not meant to leave me.
Shite, absolute shite. Like, that cannot be good for you.
No, not whatsoever. Right, Nap's next best.
My nap is Lavender's Blue. My next best is Pile Driver.
Tom.
My nap is Secrets on Sunday in the 225. I think she's a good bet. And for my next best, I'm going to be a little bit cheeky. and I'm going to go to. Oh, I'm not. Oh, damn it! She's running in the wrong race. Oh, I thought Global. Oh, now knowing Joseph, he could still run her. Global Equity is entered in a 0-125 mares handicap hurdle on Saturday at Punchestown. She got her head in front the last day. I think she'd have a wicked good chance in that because she's rated 125. She's declared tomorrow, so that's a shame. But I wish she was running there. But yeah, I'm probably struggling for a next best now, to be honest.
It's having a mare tonight.
Sure, look.
It's what happens.
He's a busy man.
It's what happens when you chase
around. Just some of the flat race, I just don't know the angles into it really. They're tricky races, and I couldn't tell people confidently a selection. So
that's true. I'm the same as you. Nap, Sir Ron Priestley. My next best is Al Shari. Not confidently at all.
I'm confident. I'm confident in Lavender's Blue.
Yeah, that can be a next best, if that's even a thing now. I just created a thing. Right, we're actually after doing this an hour early so we can get back and watch Champions League semi-final. So this might be up a bit earlier than expected. We are back. We were meant to do our Royal Ascot anti-post preview tonight, but we are going to watch the Champions League instead. And we're going to do it on Sunday.
We deserve it. We'd be watching it if we were up at Punchestown. So
yeah, and this wouldn't be happening right now.
It'd be a holiday.
We'd be strolling into that pub right now.
We'd be after making a fortune as well.
Galvin the Champ, Kill Crush.
Singing the first. I said it last week.
Jessica Harrington singing the first. Grungy won the bumper.
And Jessie had another winner then after that as well. In the Louis
Lifetime Ambition.
Yeah.
We would have had something on that.
Yeah, her horses are flying at the moment.
Yeah, sure. Look. Next year, please, God.
Next year, lads. Next year.
Swear to God. If we don't get to... Say we get to Champions Weekend.
I don't know. I'm after giving up at this stage. I'm after giving up.
Jenny, imagine a year like we still... The last time we were up in Punchestown...
It's 14 months now.
Last time we were up in Punchestown, Kenby won the Gold Cup.
I know.
I don't know if we're going to be back on a race course in Ireland this year.
For a long time.
It's ridiculous. Like
you think of all the stages we got to go. We're on about getting to July and opening up indoor dining.
They roll out that antigen testing thing. It'll happen, but they're so slow at everything over here now. That could be into 2025.
There's so far to go. We've got to get owners back on course and everything. And then there's going to be a minimum amount of tickets to be sold, like a low amount of tickets to be sold. And there's a long way to go, unfortunately.
Dublin Racing Festival, so.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I can think that would work, to be honest. Yeah.
Right. So we're popping off to watch the Champions League. So we are back on Sunday where we will review everything that happened at the Punchestown Festival, and we'll review everything that happened at Newmarket on the two Guineas and some of the stuff that happened at Ascot today. So again, lads, thanks for watching. Keep watching, keep giving us a like, subscribes, and we will see you again Sunday live at 8 o'clock on YouTube.